Well, here we are back in the mitten realm at the Brahkmor by a pillar of glowstone. There's a reason for this, which we will get to at the end. I'm just checking to make sure I didn't leave myself muted. So work has been done, progress has been made, and I've really reached the point where it's not really practical to refer to this as part of the Battle of Brahkmor. The really relevant part to it is done. So there is still stuff surrounding it related to the cult that needs to be done, a few bits and pieces. Still need to put in some serious food stuff, and there's some other things going off in that direction. Underground there's a series of interconnected ravines. But yeah, I'm going to be probably naming this video Brahkmor week 1 and 2. But yeah, let's go down. More decoration work has been done. I say decoration, basically I've expanded these. They are slightly bigger. The bit in the middle has been added on the edges. I have been thinking that could go up again, maybe coming out from the middle like that as a final touch. I can only do that on so many sides. Not quite. Oh yeah, I had to obviously skip this side because of the lava lake that I've preserved, but we'll see. Okay, so I think some of this decoration was in progress. Oh, I'm too low down. Yeah, I seem to remember threatening to make the changes that are here now. The rail line just goes from the structure start for the mine straight into the smelting area, and the main corridor has been fully decorated now. Little bits and cracks and very roughing up to show its age. In Venice, it probably could have collapsed by now. Yeah, these tempting. There are a couple of spaces where things are broken out onto the corridor. It wouldn't be too difficult to have part of the corridor collapsed. And somewhere like here, you have to go up and then down again to get around. Yeah, it's coming along. So I actually just checked before we started, and this was not decorated at all. Maybe a little bit, perhaps. I don't know. I'm in here, but most of this didn't look like it had anything done. It still needs more. There's a few bits and pieces that still need to be worked on a little. Some of the corridors and offshoots need to be blocked or decorated. And yeah, it's I mean, it's not gone too badly. Basically got this far. I'm not quite sure where else I would be going with it. I noticed I modified this as well. It went from just being blue candles to an actual conduit, which I'm going to pinch because I need it. Huh. But yeah, this hasn't gone too badly. There's this tunnel has been now marked. All of the possible routes that I intend using have now been given pink wall, so wherever it exits, I can see them as I move around. Keep a better track of where everything is. Okay, we're in the mine, back in the mine shaft area again, good. I'll take a quick look over here. I'm planning to put in maybe an additional head. It's a bit cramped. Maybe lower the floor. You can see I've got 2 blocks to play with, that might be enough. Yeah, I finally settled on a decorative pattern based on something else we're going to look at. Seem to have left this side unaffected, switching over to just ordinary stone. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I just need to make sure I'm being consistent. This is so bizarre. It has to be 2 separate tunnels that have been cut, one into the other. It's such a nice thing, I like to do something with it. But at the same time, well, what do you do? And where do you stop? I shouldn't have done that. Still lost. Okay, let's actually try following the train track this time. So the, I don't know how far along it was, but this is all done. It's not exactly the biggest mine shaft, which, you know, I don't intend doing anything about that. I'm not going to make it bigger just for the sake of it. All of the cave spider spawners, there were 5 of them, I think. 3 or 4 maybe, which is a lot for the size. They've all been placed elsewhere, away from not just being sat in the middle of the mine shaft, which in hindsight, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, yeah, well, of course they're in the middle of the mine shaft. They're going to be there after the mine shaft has been abandoned. But of course it's not very organic to just to have the spawner in the middle, so but we need to go this way, because a lot of what I've been doing for the last few weeks is just a few twists and turns away. This is, I've been referring to it as the fire cave. These are the beginnings of what I also refer to as fire trees. They're basically like an elemental version of the tree. There is one up top, so I had an idea about what it was supposed to look like in its full glory, so to speak. There isn't enough space for that, so I've settled for the trunks just simply holding up part of the ceiling. Some of them aren't as formed as others. But this is where I came up with a decoration that was used for the over the other room. So we go this way, and it actually takes you through to a larger fire cave where it was possible to do a bigger tree, more in line with what they were supposed to look like. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with it. There was a great big space above, so there was plenty of room to cut it open, make it taller. The original roof was like that, just going straight across. Not much down here. I kept all the twists and turns open, but they're basically generically done, same as everywhere else is, except for this one that has got a lava hydrant. Unfortunately, this one's eyes seem too far back. I can do with modifying the mouth so the head looks more down. Put a slab here and the stair here. Maybe. I don't know. Alright. See what happens. It's not too bad. It's a bit cramped. There is actually a body underneath the lava. Yeah, I didn't think about it until it was too late. The fact that the lava is, I don't think you can waterlog with lava. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate, but not much I can do about it. So from here, no, that's the wrong way. It's this way. So what we've got here is the transition point between the fire and the lava cave. Fire cave. We're actually at the end of the fire cave, earth cave. You're supposed to come in further down there by a mine shaft, and that's supposed to bring you into the overall explanation of all of them. But yeah, it's basically a very large cave that's been redecorated. I may have shown this on the stream. I don't know. Maybe a bit of it. Anyway, these are earth trees, so the dripstone is being used to represent an earth-style tree. Not much room for the upper stuff, but it made more sense for the trees to not have a top and just be holding up the roof even more than it did for the fire cave. I tried some organic leaves to begin with, wasn't happy. These ones look much better in keeping with the idea of the trees. But yeah, made it look a little more exotic than normal because it is. I was going to do this with acacia fence, but it looked a bit too spindly. I have tried buttons. We'll try anything that's available to go on top of these things. Well, actually, originally all the way around, but I didn't like the way that looked. It was too random, too even. But it's just something occasionally, I mean, maybe one on the top is enough. Couple of sniffers that I spawned that, well, both spawned over here but seem obsessed with this corner. No idea what's going on with that. But yeah, moving back into the fire cave from there, because the ice cave is back here. Oh, not surprising about the transition here. Fire and ice clashing to make obsidian. Not super happy. Like, the blue ice is what I've used in the past for some crystal ice trees. Well, it's not too bad. I need to come up with a way to mix and match. Have some of it be stone, some of it be white, and some of it be ice. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and sink these holes more so that there's more space for the glass. I haven't been happy so far, and I think I'm gonna do some work on this bit and see what it's like when it's got 3 or 4 layers to it, and before I make a final decision. But I just think the upper stuff is just too much. Is there a difference in colour for that? Oh, that definitely is. Unfortunately, usually I don't bother with the fact, I'm not bothered by the fact that the glass has its border. I know you can get rid of it with a mod, but usually it's not been a problem. It just seems to stand out more on these. So I was I noticed there was water dripping, and I went to explore, and I've actually been here several times and keep rediscovering this tunnel. And then basically it ended, but it was like a single layer of blocks. So that's been stripped away to open it out, so I could plug it with ice. And then I'm going to fill up this entire tunnel. Because what I'd originally been thinking about was, you know, I've done fire and earth, but what would the actual water tree look like rather than just this ice version? And I thought, well, a coral tree would work, which of course would need either some very fancy playing with blocks, or it would need a waterlogged cave, which is obviously not going to work very well here, but maybe somewhere. And then I was doing this. Did this, thought that doesn't look very nice. Or it actually looked great, but I was like, it might be better suited for water. So I actually filled this whole thing up with water and allowed this portal to block the lava the water coming out. And yeah, I just suddenly put a whole bunch of stuff together with some stuff I've also mentioned on previous reviews. And have destroyed the monument that was here. There was a moment where I regretted destroying the whole thing. I could have incorporated a ruined temple, for a couple of reasons, but I remembered which way it was facing. I will be doing maybe a smaller one, but for now I need to get the shape of the actual cavern down, so I know what kind of space I've got. And yeah, there's going to be a coral tree in the middle. I'll go back to the frost cave at some point, but for now I'm going to sort out this cavern. But with all that said and looked at, oh, I just realised there was actually something about. Well, I mean on the surface. You can probably tell when we're going to come up now. Yeah. I may actually leave this open because I would like to find a way out that, you know, comes up in here or here, you know, got some jungle hole tunnels over here, you know, but that's a bit of a tall order. And I don't want to dig out a tunnel purposely, so I will take a look to see what I can find. But if I can't find anything, then I'll just have to make do with a hole in the riverbed. Is that river? It looks like river. Yeah, the river goes around there. Yeah. Round and then up there. Yeah, that's right. I followed the river a few weeks ago. It goes all the way to part of the southern coast, and this one comes out just north of the Crystal Forest. But anyway, yeah, a couple of quick things. Here's the tree you obviously flew past it at the beginning. I think in a custom biome on the surface, these trees would probably be twice as tall. So when I get in the nether, these may be coming with me. I have an idea for one. So yeah. And then I've got my Hydra. This is the original. I did this one first. He may go somewhere else. I don't want to crowd out this area too much. Somewhere here, maybe put him partially in the water. And I would obviously have to move the hovering chariot. This is obviously a modern piece of kit for the Grey Knights. These are wave water striders. I'm assuming that they're normally found in swamps, and they have the ability to walk on water. And yeah, you got kind of, you know, this guy's going to have a bow and arrow at some point, and then this guy's obviously the driver. I suppose it would make more sense. So those go side by side. I'm not sure what the logic is. You know, right, Santa and, well, reindeer pulling a sleigh are always portrayed as in 2x2 stagecoaches and things like that. Always two in columns. But old chariots where they had the 4 horses, all 4 are in a row. I'm curious. I might have to look that up and find out why. Would it look better? I don't know. And on that note, my video, which is entirely too long again, I shall say adieu and get on with some work.